air, okay? You're gonna call in the air?
Yeah, Mom.
You're gonna call it? You're gonna call it? In the air, right?
Can't live without a head.
Heads, tails, you lose. Nola, will you tell these two gentlemen it's time for them to go?
My fate decided by the flip of a coin.
How much longer must I tolerate?
That's a clip from She's Gotta Have It, the 1986 movie that marked the feature-length debut of director Spike Lee. Lee followed it up with a string of landmark movies, including Do the Right Thing, which earned him an Oscar nomination for Best Screenplay. 31 years later, his career has come full circle. On Thursday, Netflix premiered the television series She's Gotta Have It, which reimagines the original story and sets it in 2017. It is as timely as ever. We spoke with Lee this week at his offices in Brooklyn, New York.
I consider myself abnormal, but who wants to be like everybody else?
There's a girl that I once knew.
She's Gotta Have It tells the story of a polyamorous black female artist who is juggling 4 different lovers in the recently gentrified neighborhood of Fort Greene, Brooklyn.
Oh, the darling.
Greer.
Do you worry one day that the Brooklyn that is chronicled in your films won't exist anymore?
The Fort Greene and Bed-Stuy and She's Gonna Have It, the film is no more.
Today, the neighborhood where Lee grew up and set his story is much different, both on screen and off. You said that television afforded you more of a canvas.
Yes, a bigger canvas.
But
and a lot more money to buy more paint. So we had more coloring.
Yeah.
We weren't doing it in, pun intended, black and white.
Yeah.
What about Nola Darling? What do you want to know? I thought she was a freak.
Lee was 29 and just out of NYU Film School when he released She's Gotta Have It.
So in the summer of 1985, we shot She's Gonna Have It in 12 days. July 1st, July 14th, 2 6-day weeks. My grandmother, Zimmy Aretha Shelton, gave me the seed money.
Really?
So went on to make $7.5 million. And
Did you tell your grandmother what the film was going to be about?
My grandma had complete faith in me. She said, Spikey, I know nothing about filmmaking, but that's what you want to do. I'm going to support you.
The movie explores themes of sexuality and empowerment through the character of a young artist named Nola Darling.
I consider myself normal, whatever that means.
I knew that Nola Darling would be a woman that people talk about.
Does it surprise you looking back at the film how risque it was?
Nobody knows this. We were having trouble with the rating system because it was just too much for all those naked black people, black bodies on the screen. And so they would tell us there's too much sex. The day we opened, I got a call from the MPAA saying I had to make a cut. And the film was playing.
Lee called his editor, Barry Brown, and sent him to the theater to cut half of the scene while the film was still playing.
The projectionist looks at me and says, so what are you doing? So I know that there's a moment where they part and then they're gonna come back together. You gotta cut there, get to the end of the scene and cut again. And what was remarkable was it went right through.
That movie that set in motion the rest of the partnership.
She's Gotta Have It?
Yeah.
Oh, She's Gotta Have It did everything. It just doesn't seem like we would have careers without it.
You're a complicated puzzle, aren't you?
I like your curiosity.
I like yours too.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
This time around, Lee made sure to include female perspective in developing the 10-episode first season.
Greer, you are the epitome of narcissism. Don't you get tired of you?
Never happened.
He enlisted his wife, Tanya Lewis Lee, whom he credits with bringing the story to TV, as well as 5 female writers, including the Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright Lynn Nottage. You were criticized by some prominent feminists that Nola Darling in the film version was, this is the male gaze that directed this film.
People forget that this was my first film. People forget that She's Gonna Have It was 86 minutes long. People forget that we were revisiting this 30 years later. 30 years ago, I was not married. 30 years ago, I was not a father. So it's not a big thing to include black women in this project that's about black women. It's what you need. This is my mother right here.
Lee credits his late mother, an elementary school teacher, with his love for cinema.
The Godfather in a town called El Padrino.
Artifacts of which are on display throughout his offices.
This is an Italian poster of Martin Scorsese's Mean Streets, signed by Marty.
But the Oscar-winning director says despite his success, there is still a long way to go for people of color and women looking to make it in Hollywood.
She asked for it? You hear that? Pow! Harriet Tubman just shot herself with a pistol from the grave. Whoa!
This is only going to change when we get in the room with the gatekeepers. The gatekeepers that run stuff. At CBS, at NBC, at Warner Brothers, at Netflix, at Showtime, wherever it is, Amazon, and they have meetings about what we're making. I mean, there's going to be a meeting about this show. All right, where is Spike going to go? There was a meeting made to get me on the show. These are the gatekeepers that make these decisions. And until we're in those rooms with the gatekeepers, there's not going to be no change.
Isn't freedom also having the right to do whatever you will with your own body?
I bet you Michelle Obama isn't about to start carving herself up anytime soon. Nope.
Lee got a second chance to reimagine Nola Darling at precisely the moment when gender and sexuality are making national headlines. We're having this huge reckoning when it comes to women, women being in the room, women having power, women making decisions, women as victims. When you think about what's going on in the national conversation and you think about this show that's about to premiere, what's the lesson?
I'm going to give you an honest answer, okay? I don't tell audiences what the lesson is. I respect my audience. I never say, well, you come out of the theater, here are the takeaways. I don't do takeaways. I leave it up to the audience. I respect their intelligence.
What do you think about the conversation we're having, given the fact that you've
It's long overdue.
He is a master of cinema. It's fascinating how timely the themes of She's Gotta Have It, made in 1986, are today in 2017.
What a cool office, huh?
Yes, also the coolest office maybe in America.
And did I hear that correctly? His grandmother called him Spiky?
Yes, I did not call him Spiky.
But now you can, you know him.
Maybe. Second interview.
Alex, that's a great piece.